Future. I do apologize about the delay. Let me get on camera. There we go. We good? Can y'all see me? Let me turn this way. Can y'all see me? Yes? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tyler, what's going on,
What's up,
Tyler?
bro?
How
How
you
are you
doing?
today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you doing? Thank you for being
Audio went
patient.
out.
My
Alright.
audio or yours?
Alright, it was my volume went down for some reason. I don't know why it turned down on its own, but it's fixed.
All right. Thank you, General Freezy. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Freezy.
All right. So let's start off with Tyler. What brought you to the app?
Actually, I'll just start out how it happened. Actually, I was on the dating side of the app. Looking
Lean.
for looking for women, of course, and one night I was up late, just browsing through, and I noticed I'd actually accidentally hit the live side, and all these profiles popped up, and I was looking, and I didn't know what it was, and I seen this fine looking girl, and I was like, damn, she's fine as hell.
Oh, he must be talking about me.
No, it would you, Ro. Sorry, Ro. But and I was like, let me check her profile out, and I was expecting a profile to show up, of about me and
Right.
everything, and all of a sudden this person pops up and she's talking. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And I sit there for a minute and I'm like, okay, what is going on? What
Mm-hmm.
is really going on here?
Right.
I look and I see these people, these messages going across the bottom, and I notice her what she's saying is matching what is going. I see a conversation going on between
Uh-huh.
her and what's going on in these messages. I'm like, okay, they having a conversation between one another. So I see down at the bottom it says enter your message. So I click on it and I say, what is this?
Right.
What's going on? She said, you must be new. I said, yeah, I guess I am. What's going on? She said, you're in a live. I said, what is a live? She said, well, I said, I was looking for dating, and she explained, I'll fast forward a little bit. She explains what a live is and what's going on, and I said, okay. So, my live experience starts going on, and I start getting on the live side of things. And, for a month or so, I just, you know, start visiting different lives, not supporting, and, I finally get kicked out of my first live, and all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there, and I didn't know nothing about supporting.
Right.
I seen the gifts going, and I think, ain't no way I'm going to put my money, my hard-earned money. These people are tripping, putting their hard-earned money on this app and sending their hard-earned money to these people sitting here, only, just having a conversation with them. And, they tripping. So I sit there, well, and I'm just like, I'm spending probably maybe 2 hours a day, and I'm thinking, nah, this ain't, you know. So I'll sit there. So finally, fast forward a little bit, I finally, and somebody breaks down the support, what support's about. So finally, I buy, I think it was the $25 pack. I finally say, all right, I'll spend $25 and I'll show a little support on. I've been going to this person's stream a lot. I don't even
Who
really
was the
remember.
person stream you was going to?
I think it was Kane, my boy Kane, big motherfucking Kane. I think it was his stream. I do believe.
Well, you said there was a chick, and you was like, she's beautiful, and then it said
Yeah,
live.
that was I can't remember her name.
Okay.
I don't, cause
Damn.
me and her after I got in her live the first night, it was just like a rat race in her live, and I didn't come to find out I really didn't like her live too much because of all the competition between me and hollering at her and all that. I didn't at the time. I just didn't like that. So I exited out of her live and I started going to Kane's live, and I throwed him a couple of gifts. Of course, that's my big bro. Me and him's pretty tight on and off the app now, and I throw him a couple of gifts. Of course, he thank you, appreciate you, and he expounds from there. Me and him become pretty tight, and I am actually in part of his family. I don't rock his emojis on my name anymore. I've actually got to put them back in my bio now because I've part of Wenda's family now. I took them out actually when I changed my name and forgot to put them in back in there, and so my support, starts increasing and increasing, and I start having fun on this app. I start really enjoying this app and finding out what it's actually about. What support's about and how to support, and my app experience grows, and I start spending more time on the app, and
Mm-hmm.
start having fun, and you know find out what that's really about and what people are about, and uh,
Okay. So, you originally joined the app to find love. Are
hmm
you still looking for love?
I mean, today, my life has grew. I mean, today it's more if it happens, it happens. I'm more here for streaming purposes now. If it happens, it happens. I'm more of a streamer now. I don't really, per se, pursue love now. If it happens, it happens. If I meet somebody, fine. If I don't, fine. I'm in a place in my life I'm comfortable. If it's meant for me, what's meant for me is going to be regardless of whatever.
Mm. Got you.
Whatever God's got in store for me, I'm cool with.
Okay. So, tell us your birthday, your full birthday.
My birthday,
Mm-hmm.
March 1st, 1984.
March 1st, 1984. Congratulations, you just turned 40.
Yep.
How does it feel?
Huh? It,
How
it's alright.
does
It's alright to be on the back, halfway, quote unquote, halfway through life. They say,
Mm-hmm.
40's, supposedly halfway through life.
Got you. So tell us where you was born. Let's bring
I
it all the
was,
way back to the beginning. Who you was born with? How many siblings? Was both your parents there?
I was
Let's go.
born. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee. I was brought home to a little suburb town of Gallatin, called a little place called Castaic, Castaic Springs, Tennessee, a little suburb of Gallatin, Tennessee. I now currently reside in Hartsville, Tennessee.
I think he broke up, guys. Give him a second. Yeah, gave him the boot, y'all. Give him 1 second to return back to the box. Yeah, welcome to exclusive interview, guys. We are interviewing Tyler the One right now. Tyler the One.
And you
And y'all
know,
make sure y'all
my
favorite
parents
Lean the
died
Twin.
in Hartsville, Tennessee, which is a little bitty small town. If you blink your eyes going through town, you'll miss it. Literally, we got two red lights. Uh, you know, when I was 5 years old, my parents divorced, and sadly, I didn't really understand why at the time. Of course, a child at 5 years old, don't really understand what a divorce is, you know. And mama left the house and went went to live on her own. But of course, you know, uh, we mama got visitations on the weekend, so we began to go to mama's on the weekend. So, both my parents were very loving, tried their best to raise us. Unfortunately, mother fell to a drug addiction. So,
You said your mother what?
she's in the other room right now, so I'm trying to talk both. She don't like me talking about this. But mother fell to a drug addiction. She's
Gotcha.
clean now. She's clean now, so. And I'll get to the reason and what parts of this here in a minute. This will make a lot more sense here in a minute. But
Gotcha.
she did the best she could do at the time. Really.
Gotcha.
But you know, and it happens. It happens. And
Definitely
we
do.
you know, and I went back and forth, and life was good. We was raised right. We was middle class. We didn't have everything we wanted, but we had everything we needed.
Hmm.
And a lot of what we wanted. We were. Daddy worked hard. Daddy worked hard. A lot of. Daddy ran his own concrete construction business for 40 plus years now, and life was, pretty good. You know, Growing up as a kid in a small town, you know, uh, was good. I liked it. I never really had a whole lot of friends, but my circle, even on this app, is small and small in my personal life too. I like it that way.
Right.
You know, you keep your circle small. You know who the weird. Something gets weird. You can track that weird person out a lot easier.
Mm.
But anyhow, I got through school. School was not my thing. Uh, I did well in far as testing, and I could test in the 80s and 90s, but homework I did not do. When
Hmm.
I got home, it was playtime. It
Right.
wasn't schoolwork time to me, you know. And
Hmm.
what other questions did you ask?
So, so we're gonna bring it back. All right. So you said in your household, your parents. You was raised by both of your parents in the beginning, of course. Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I had two brothers, one younger, one older.
All right. I'm sorry, I'm sick. So you had two brothers. One was older, one was younger, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were the middle child.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get along with your brothers?
Yeah, we all got along pretty good. I mean, of course, we had the natural sibling rivalry. we had our days where we argued and fought and pissed fought, and we picked on each other, and you know argued back and forth, and stole one another's stuff, and the normal stuff that siblings do, and got in arguments, and you got my woo woo woo, and where's my CD, and why you got this, and you didn't get my permission to have this, why the normal
Right.
sibling stuff, that siblings do.
Got you. You also stated at the age of 5, um, your parents separated. How did that make you feel?
You know, it made me feel kind of lost, wondering why, what's going on, but you know, it was, you know, at 5 years old, you have grown used to having both parents there, Then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, you see that mama's not there no more. She's living in another house, so you do miss that love connection. That mama's not there to put you to bed every night, or to kiss you good night. You know, stuff like
Mm.
that. But
Right.
children, we can adapt. I
Yeah.
adapted to it and got used to it.
So typically, right, you don't typically hear like that the dad stepped in. I know my dad, you know, stepped in for me, so I was raised by my dad, not my mom and stuff. And that was your situation too when you turned 5, right? You was
Hmm.
5, and when they separated, you were with all of your brothers. You
Yeah,
was with your dad.
yeah, yeah. My oldest brother was, let's see, I might have been a little bit older than that. Let me think. Shannon was, I'm 30, I'm 40. Shannon is 46. Yeah, Shannon was born in 79. So,
Okay, okay, 4 year difference. All right, so now let me ask you this. So you also mentioned school, and you said you weren't the best at it because you didn't do homework. But I want you to describe, if you can remember, as far as you can remember, going into your elementary school, what was your personality like? And how did the kids react to seeing you there at that school?
you know, kids, I interacted with kids. I switched schools. I went to school in Gallatin up to the third grade, and I had several friends at that school. But I switched to Hartsville School, where I live at now, in the third grade, and I was a new kid on the block. I was a new kid at the school. They didn't really accept me. I was fat. I got called fat. I got called pudgy. I got uh, I got picked on a lot. There was a few that accepted me. A couple did, a couple didn't, several didn't, but that was okay. Kids were being, kids are mean.
Mm.
You know, at the time I didn't understand it. I wondered why. Why don't they accept me? Uh, you know, but as looking back now, it's just kids being kids. But they I was always in the
How did
outcast
that make you
crowd,
feel though? Like, I know you can look back now and say
unaccepted.
kids being kids, but during that time you wasn't, as a kid, you're not thinking kids as being kids,
Made me
right?
feel, unaccepted, sad, unappreciated. I wanted to be in the in crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to have friends. I wanted to, you know, it made me feel depressed.
Right. And did you ever express this to your parents when they made you feel like that?
I mean, a little bit. I mean,
A little bit. So what did you tell them?
and Daddy just said, I just tell him, I had a hard, that kids were mean, being mean, and Daddy said, it's just, basically, for lack of a better way to explain it, to kind of suck it up.
And did you suck it up?
Basically, I did.
So tell us. Let's go a little further in school, right? Do you recall having any crushes
Oh
in
yeah, oh yeah,
school,
I had crushes.
in elementary,
Not really in elementary. That was more middle school, high school.
more middle school? Okay. So take us up into to middle school.
You
What
know,
changed from you? What changed from you from elementary to middle school?
of course, I hit puberty, and all that occurred. The natural. Becoming going from a boy to a child to a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
As naturally
Transitioning.
occurs,
Mm-hmm.
and boys get at that age get curious about
Right.
little girls. They realize, certain things are starting to happen to little girls. They start getting certain areas start getting bigger, and little boys start getting curious. What's
Mm-hmm.
these?
Right. So you were curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
here comes the idea of starting to flirt. And I was like I said earlier. I
Alabama.
was the butt end of a joke a lot of times, and picked on. So the girls didn't really like my flirting. They made fun or jokes about it a lot of times.
Do you recall you said you used to flirt? Can you recall a time where you flirted with someone? Tell us exactly what happened.
You know. Let's see. Can I remember a time that I flirted in middle school, and I recall the situation, how it went down, and what happened. Okay, I can give you a scenario that happened. We was on the playground, and we you know there's this cute little girl that I like. I went up talking to her. I don't remember exactly how what was exactly said, but and she, I said something cute, kind of sly. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be cute. You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Ooh, get away from me! I don't like you." But everybody else, she's like, hee 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 hee, laughing and smiling and acceptive of their, which that's okay. I just went on about my business. That's fine. You can turn me down. I can set me and turn down. It's part of the game. You ain't gonna
Right,
get
right,
that.
right. Have you had a girlfriend in school?
Oh yeah, I had girlfriends in school, a few,
How old were you when you first got your first girlfriend?
probably at middle school age.
Okay. So was
Well,
you
matter of fact, I know I can recall it exactly. It's seventh
uh,
grade.
seventh grade? All right. So tell us the story of how you got your seventh grade girlfriend, your very first girlfriend.
We had what class was it? It was seventh grade math, second period, and we sat. I sat in the
I'm
desk
working,
right.
Mom.
I sat in the desk in the desk right here, and she sat in the desk not right beside me, but over to my right and back one. And we were sitting there one day, and we'd always kind of flirted and he hawed back and forth. And she was I'd say she was a 6 on a 10 scale. You know, she wasn't no baddie, but she wasn't no you know what I'm saying?
She was a 6 on a 10 scale.
6 or 7. You know, she wasn't no baddie, but you know, she's alright.
She was a baddie to you?
I mean, I'll be honest. I've been with some bad girls, some bad
Mm.
women.
Talk your shit.
You know, I have.
Talk your
I've been
shit.
with some 9 and 10s on a 10 scale. Really, I have. And we was sitting there, and we'd always kind of flirted back and forth,
Right.
and talked, and you know, bullshitted and everything. And one day I was sitting there bored in class, and the teacher always, you know, after you got done with your day's assignment, you could sit there and do whatever you want to do as long as you was quiet. He always wanted you to be quiet. So I was sitting there, I wrote her a letter, you know, I was bored. So I folded it up and I threw it over my shoulder at her, threw it on the floor. You know, and I was like, you know, we'd always talked about getting together, you know, never really, you know, finalized the deal. So
Mm.
screw it, you know, I'm gonna shoot my shot, you know, see where
Right.
it goes, you know. So I was like, I wrote it down. I forget exactly how I wrote it. I wrote it in some long form, you know, real slick, real smooth, you know. I had to make finesse it real good, you know. And I folded it up. And you know how you used to take a piece of paper and fold it up and
Mm-hmm.
make it where you could take the tip of it and slide it inside the little and lock it and make it lock itself in.
Yeah.
Folded it up and locked it, threw it over my shoulder, and looked back at her. And she said, and I wrote on the outside, wrote her name on the outside of it. And she picked it up. I was sitting there, and about 10, 15 minutes went by, and she gets up, and I hear her crumple up a piece of paper. I'm like, oh, she done crumpled up my note. All right, that's what's up, you know, whatever. Well, um, I didn't hear her rip an extra piece of notebook paper out of her
Right.
book. She just crumpled up a piece of paper, act like she's throwing it away. Well, she slides me the letter back on the desk as she walks by to go to the trash can. So I see the letter slide on my desk. So I wrote it up. She said, well, all right, we'll try that. I was like, well, all right, what's up? That's what's up. So fast forward, we doing the thing, you know, we together, and I end up I end up one of well, a boy that's supposed to be one of my friends ends up trying to holler at her. So I end up beating his ass in the hallway in front of some teachers. Get in trouble. Well, I didn't actually get in trouble. Well, I did get sent to the principal's office, and the principal told me that he said, Tyler, what is up? You don't get in no trouble. He said
Mm.
through elementary, because he was my elementary school principal, and he went to the middle school when I went to middle school. He said, I've never seen you in no trouble through elementary or through in uh, middle school. What's the deal? What happened? I said, well, I had a girlfriend. He's trying to holler at my girlfriend, and I whooped him. I beat him up. He said, well, you know, instead of giving you 3 days in school suspension, I'm gonna put you in in school suspension today, and that's all I'm gonna do. I said, well, you know, do what you do. That's what you know. I understand you got, you know, when I do certain things, I get certain punishments, you know. Which I didn't beat him up
That's
bad.
the page.
I just punched him in the face a couple times, and you know,
You ain't beat him up bad. You just punched him in the face a couple of times. All right.
yeah,
So
the
who
six
told
teachers were
you?
right there. So when
Who
it
told
broke
you?
out, it just
Who told you he tried to holler at your girl?
uh, she did.
He did. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna go talk to your shorty."
No, she did. My girl did.
Oh,
She
your
come up
girl.
to me. Yeah, she come up to me and said, he trying to holler at me." I said, "What?"
And you already told him y'all was together.
He knew. This was like 2, 3 weeks after we got together. We walking through the hallway, holding hands, kissing in the hallway. I mean, everybody knew. It was all over the school.
That y'all was together, and he tried to holler. So did you get suspended after beating his ass?
Just in school suspension. Go to the hole.
Oh, got you. Did you remain his friend after that?
I mean, we was uh, what would you call it? Not friends. We was cool, but we didn't hang out. We didn't. I mean, we see each other in around. Hey, what's up? But we wasn't really that cool after that. No,
Got you,
you
got
holler
you,
at my
got you.
girl. No, I'm
It
not
changed.
cool with you.
It changed the
No,
relationship.
yeah, it changed the relationship. Now you're not cool with me no more. You pull some hoe ass shit like that. No, excuse my language. I know I ain't supposed to cuss on this. It's
Nah, you good. You good. You good. We not featured.
oh,
Yeah. So, all right. So now, how long did the relationship last?
it lasted roughly 6 months.
6 months. What happened?
We just kind of grew apart. Her mom and dad kind of really didn't like me much. They kind of thought I was a wild, little bit wilder than she was. She was a kind of a Christian girl, and I was. I mean, I wouldn't really. I mean, I went to church, but I didn't. I went to a different church than they did, so it was a
Yeah.
religion barrier there, a difference
Okay.
in religion there.
What
They
kind of church did you go to?
Church of Christ, and they went to let me think, let me think. I want to say Pentecostal, I think.
You went to a Pentecostal church,
No,
or she
I
did?
went to Church of Christ. I think she went to Pentecostal.
Okay. So was you went to a Christian church, or?
Yeah, Church of Christ.
Okay. All right. So now let's move forward now. At this point in time, what's the status with your mom?
At this time, Mama's living on her own. Uh, we're still going to see her. My little brother, my older brother's out the house. He's living. I think pretty sure he's living on his own. He lived with Mama a little bit, but Mama's living on her own. Uh, she's in the height of her fiasco, her downtime, her bad part of her life. I'm going down there. Uh, uh, and you know, life is good for me, but Mama's getting bad.
Yeah. And when you say mom is getting, describe the bad mom was
You
getting.
know, uh, Mama was a victim of the crack epidemic.
Got you. Got you. Did you get to embrace her, see her, express how you felt about what was going on and the fact that
Well,
you
I really didn't until I got older. I didn't understand what was going on because they hid it from me pretty well.
got you.
She lived in an apartment, and they would go to the bedroom. I just seen people coming in, going to the bedroom, And a lot of times, actually, what would happen is when I was probably 12, 13 years old, yeah, a little bit older than that. I was probably, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Uh, well, moving, you know, the moment that would be, let's see, I'm trying to put everything in chronological order. Middle school age is what, 12, 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 11, 12, and 13.
Right.
Yeah, so let's move on up because that's basically it. Everything that happened in major, also in, I'll
All
mention
right. Was
this.
she still not living with you? Did your dad move on?
No, Dad put his love life and everything completely on hold till everybody got, well, till for pretty much ever. Daddy's never really. I mean, he dated after my little brother a little. I mean, well, not really ever. I mean, I'm sure he's probably went out
So
and.
he never moved on. Your mom was the last person he was with.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure he's probably, you know,
Thank you.
went and, had him some here and there, but never really had a girlfriend. You know what I'm
Got you.
saying?
What about your mom? Did your mom
That
move on?
mom's had boyfriends at times, in and out. She had one that
Thank you.
treated her pretty bad, which for the sake of her, I won't mention on her here.
Right, right.
That I would
Okay.
like to put a bullet in.
I feel it. All right. So let's go past that. Do you feel like the stuff that was going on with you at home affected your schooling?
Mmm, probably so, yeah.
Okay. And how?
It probably more than likely in a negative way, because, you know, being raised in a split home, daddy working hard every day, sometimes to 5, 6 o'clock at night, sometimes later, him not, daddy was not, all respect to him, is a very intelligent man, but, he was raised in a different era. A
Right.
lot of the stuff, the math and stuff we was doing, he never seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for him to help me with my homework
Right.
and have the energy to do, help me with my homework.
What did your dad do for a living?
Concrete construction, which is a
Mm.
very physically and mentally demanding job.
Right.
Ran his own company. He's got to be mentally sharp and physically
Better though.
demanding too.
Got you. Okay. So now, you ready, Tyler?
Yeah.
Let's go into your Playboy days. You are now in high school. I want you to think of the moment when you graduated middle school and you're entering into high school. How was that for you? How was that moment?
High school was actually, to be honest with you, was very scary when I got there. You entered into a new level of, I guess you could say, society. You don't know what's going on, but it was cool. It was fun. I had a lot of fun in high school. You're still getting
Careful
picked
what he
on, but
says.
everybody, is
Careful
starting
what
to
he
level
says.
out.
Shake it.
Everybody's starting to grow up. They're starting to learn to accept people for who they are. And the picking on and all that is starting to slow down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, everybody's starting to worry about cars and women and you know and you know systems in cars and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that was popular back then. And They're not worried about what the next, yeah, as much as about what the next man is doing, or his nose is real big, or they're not worried about that stuff.
Right.
Worried about what they doing.
But what were you worried about?
I was worried about women in
Mm.
my vehicle
Would you say that was
and
always
getting
a thing
money.
for you? Were you always worried about women?
Oh yeah, I was a
Between
playboy.
you and your siblings, who got the most women?
I be honest with you, probably my little brother, because my little brother was he's a Mac daddy now. I had to give credit where credit due. He's
Yeah,
a
okay.
playboy bigger than I was.
Got you.
He's like slimmer than I am, and I'm not the Abercrombie and Fitch or
Right.
Louis Vuitton or Polo or
You
Bobby.
like the
I'm doing
Hawaiian
something.
shirt
I
type.
told you I would be there after lunch. Now stop blowing my phone up.
Talk your shit, Tyler.
I can't stand that. Let me
Y'all
text
ain't
him.
know. Y'all ain't know Tyler was a gangster, huh? I see y'all ladies staring at Tyler. I see y'all. I see y'all. So so Tyler, you said your youngest brother, he was like the Mac Daddy. You have to give credit where credit's due. Tell me about your first heartbreak.
My first heartbreak was in in high school. I was dating a little girl. She was on the cheerleading squad, and I went and watched her. I literally stood
You
at.
was with a cheerleader? Don't
Hmm?
just you can't just roll past that like it was nothing. You was in high school and you was with a cheerleader?
I mean, she wasn't the captain of the squad or nothing. I
Don't
mean,
matter.
I mean, and we were sitting there, and one night I was up in town at the Minute Mark. That was back then. It was a
I
teenager
got you, Uni
hangout
and
spot,
EU
and
and Colin.
a friend of mine come up, pulls up real fast, says, "Tyler, jump in. I gotta holler
Hmm.
at you." I said, "All right." So I grabbed my keys out of my truck, locked my doors. I jump in. I had a 6 pack of beer in the truck. I grabbed it, set his floorboard between my feet. I popped one. I handed it. I said, "You want one?" He said, "No." I said, "All right." So I done drunk. I'm probably 3 or 4 beers in already. So I'm already feeling pretty buzzed anyway.
Right.
And he said, "I got some bad news for you. And keep in mind, I done fell in love with this girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love this girl to death. Do anything in the world for her.
Ooh.
You know,
You
I
can
wasn't
drop
at the point
you
of
drop a milli
marrying her
pack on her?
yet. I wasn't at the point of marrying her yet, but I wasn't very far off.
Tyler, you would have dropped the milli pack on her?
Oh yeah,
How
oh
many?
yeah. If she'd been on this app, yeah, I'd drop a milli pack on her. Hell, I dropped a milli pack on Window, and don't even love Window.
Talk your shit, Tyler.
I mean, no disrespect toward Window, but it's just not like that between me and
Right,
Window.
right, 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 right. Talk your
And
shit.
so we riding around. He said, "I don't know how to tell you this." I said, "Man, just spit it out. Quit beating around the bush." He said, "I seen some things." I said, "What you mean you seen some things?" He said, "Man, I went out to the spot." And I said, "What spot?" And there was a little spot. We called it clay pits. And we used to go out there. That's where you took your girls out when you didn't have no spot to take them to do your thing.
Right.
And he said, "Well, I went out to clay pits. Also, we took our four-wheel drives out there to take them through the pits and go four-wheeling, four-wheel drives. See if you can get stuck."
Mm.
or go out there and pull somebody out if they got stuck. I've done that too.
Right.
And he said, "Well, I went out there. Somebody was out there as usual. I went out there several times. Somebody be out there." And he said, "I pulled up, and somebody's truck sitting there. I ain't gonna say no names, but somebody's out there doing their thing, and some girl pulls up, raises up off the hood, covering herself up, and it's my girl." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I know her." I said, "Yeah, I know you know her. We all go to school together." I said, "Don't be playing with me, man. I'm drinking. I'm already about a quarter of the way drunk." So that sends me spinning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
spiraling, you know. I'm emotionally spiraling.
What's up? What's up, y'all? Yeah, welcome to exclusive
I
interview.
said, "So
Okay, we're interviewing
who's she
Tyler
with?"
right now.
So who's she with? He said, "I don't want to tell you that. I'm scared of what you'll do." I said, "No, bruh. You my brother. You need to tell me who she's with." He said, "Tyler, don't tell me what you're gonna do." I said, "Don't worry about what I'm gonna do. You just need to tell me who." So he tells me who she's with. I go to the house. I load up.
Wait, you go to the house, you load up what?
You know what I'm talking about. I load up.
Tyler, you ready to die for that coochie? You you ready
I
to
was eight.
shoot?
I was 18, 19 years old at the time. I didn't. To me, I was ready to die or go to prison. I didn't care. I was young, dumb, and didn't care.
Young, dumb, and out of control. Yeah, continue.
And I was sitting there. I went back to town, and one of my
Okay.
buddies that were older than me found out what was going on. He's riding around town trying to find me. He finds me, and he stops me. He says, "Tyler, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm on a trip. I'm fixing to go. I'm fixing to go." He said, I tell him what I'm doing anyhow. All y'all know I ain't got to explain. I said, "I'm fixing to go put a bullet in this motherfucker." He said, "No, Tyler, don't." He said, "It ain't worth running your life over." He said, "It
Yes.
really." He said, He said, "I understand you love her." He said, "Love, your first love, the love of your life." He said, "I've been in your shoes." He said, "I know you're hurting right now." He said, "You've been drinking." He said, "You need to go home." He said, He said he reaches. He's sitting in my passenger seat. He reaches over, turns my truck off, snatches my keys out of the truck real quick. He said, "I'm taking you home." I said, "No, bro, you ain't taking me nowhere. Put my keys back in my ignition and let me do what I'm doing." He said,
Right.
"No, I ain't gonna let you run your life like this." And anyway, so I think about it a minute. He said, "Just think about it. Think about what you're fixing to do. Is it really worth you spending the rest of your life in a 10 by 10 cell, getting told what to do, worried about what's going to happen?" He said, "Tyler, you know, you're fixing to literally ruin your life at 19 years old
Right. For some coochie.
for over a woman. And you ain't gonna see," he said, "where you're going, you ain't gonna see no women."
Now, looking back, when you look back at that, do you regret how you reacted towards
Oh,
the
yeah, most
situation?
definitely. I'm glad he stopped me. Because if he wouldn't have stopped me and I'd have found him, I would have done it. I know I would have done it. In the mind state I was in, been drinking,
Right. That's another thing. So
God
let's
intervened. That's the only thing that could explain it. God sent him to intervene.
right. So let me ask you this, Tyler. So let's go forward a little bit, right? What do you were 19. Do you have any kids?
No,
Have you had a girl since then?
Yeah, I had a girl when I was with a girl when I was for 3 years when I was 21, 22.
How did y'all meet?
We met at a friend of mine's house.
Okay, tell us the story. What happened?
We were sitting there. Well, no, it actually wasn't a friend of mine's house.
What's
Let me
up, y'all?
back up. I was with a friend of mine, and we went over to a friend of his house, and we were sitting there, and they didn't have no car. And this girl was her next door. It was an apartment complex, and her next door neighbor was over there, and she was like, "Hey, is there anyone here that can run me to the liquor store to cash this check?" And I was like, "Hmm, all right,
Check.
I'll do it." You know,
Mm-hmm.
she was she was cute. You know, she looked alright. Um,
Right, right.
and the liquor store was like 2 minutes up the street. You know, I'm like, sure, I'll do it. I ain't doing nothing else. So me and Lynn get in the me and Lynn Ray get in the truck, get in the car, and she had to sit in the back seat, and I had a what's them Chevy Beretta. They had
Mm.
the seats that lean up to get in the back seat. It don't have no back doors.
Right.
So when we get to the
That's the two door.
back door,
We had one of those too.
and I just lean up and let the seat up for her to get out. When she does, she sticks her ass in my face, and I said, "Girl, you better watch out. Watch what you doing with that thing."
Thank you.
You know. And she kind of looks back and giggles. I said, "Oh, okay, I see.
Now you
She
see what's
meant to do
going
that.
on.
She meant to do that. She playing. She playing."
Mm-hmm.
So she gets. I told me and Ray. I said, "Watch this. Watch what I'm about to do." So we get goes in the store in the liquor store, cashes her check. She comes out with a bottle. I look at Jelena. I said, it's on, son." So she gets in the car, and I start spitting game.
Yeah.
What she about to do. What's her plans. And let's go. Let's get out and do something. So she's like, all right. She's all into whatever I want to do.
Right.
So I asked when we get back. She said, "But first I gotta go home, and I want to change clothes." All right. So I said, "Lynn," I said, "What are you gonna do, Lynn?" He said, "I don't know. I'm gonna stay over here, I believe." All right. So it's just me and her. Perfect situation. He read. He read the situation perfect. You know. I mean, I wasn't trying to get rid of my boy. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't care. It's one of them situations I didn't care if he went or he stayed. You know what I'm saying? And so we get out riding around. We end up riding all over the countryside. She's drinking. I'm smoking. At the time, I
Yeah,
smoked weed.
man. Exclusive interview.
I'm smoking weed. I'm getting high as hell. Smoking, blazing out the wazoo. You know, and we end up back at her apartment late that night in the bed. So we end up together, stayed together for 3 years. You know,
Thank you, thank you,
and
thank you.
when that's where my see, I'm also a victim of the crack epidemic too.
Right.
So that's where my crack binge began. That
Oh, okay.
with her, 3 years of complete hell.
Did she give it to you? Like, how
No,
was your first time? Can you tell us about
yeah,
that?
yeah. Actually, I met. Actually, the first time I done it was before I met her. A friend of my uncle's. I was down at my uncle's, and he was like, "Hey, you want to go out and party tonight with some girls?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go." He said, "Meet me up at the store, and I'll leave my
What's up,
car and jump
Max?
in the car with you." So we go to his daughter's house. Okay. Well, his daughter and some guys were going to a motel room in Lebanon. And he said, we're going to follow them over there. I'm like, this is kind of weird, but I ain't doing nothing. I'm game. Let's go. So we get to the motel room. The guys are gone. I'm not liking this. So we pick her up and jet out. And they like tried this, and I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. But I'm like, I'll try it. We should have never done that. No, I
What
don't
was the
regret it.
feeling you felt when you tried it?
After the first two hits I hit of it, I never felt nothing. Didn't never change my feeling, nothing. I was like, what is this? This is trash. I don't feel nothing. I'm like, what do y'all get off this? Because as a child, I'd seen people peeking out the windows, acting crazy. I'm like, what in the world? Y'all do this, so what's the get of this?
Right.
Then I hit one, and finally I got what I was supposed to get. I got the what was that? Uh-oh. I heard you hear your blood pressure raises, your senses, your sensory system goes off.
Mhm.
All your senses your hearing goes better. Your vision goes blurry for a second. Then your vision goes better. It's really hard to explain. You're alert, but you're paranoid. It's
Right.
kind of a paranoia state. I get. Some people say they don't really get that. It's
Right.
kind of different for different people.
So,
I don't I don't really like it, but I do if it makes any sense.
right, right, right. And so, you know, what how did you stop? Cuz it's hard to shake an addiction. How were
I
you
just got
able to
to the
shake it?
point. I just got to the point.
Mhm.
I was tired of using it. So and plus I caught an 8-year sentence, and a lot of people don't know this and expect this out of me, but I caught an 8-year sentence on an aggravated burglary charge. Or an aggravated, what is it? Is it aggravated? I can't remember. But anyways, what basically happened is we went into some unoccupied homes.
Mm.
Nobody was home. There was people living there, but they wasn't home at the time. If they was home, they would have called us, hit us with home invasion. But because nobody was at home at the time, exactly, Kai, Miss Kai, hanging with the wrong crowd
Mhm.
at the wrong time. Exactly,
Yeah.
Jill. You're powerless over drugs and alcohol until you let a power greater than yourself work through you.
Mhm. So go ahead.
And
You were in the home, but nobody was there.
we
How many of
told
you
her she
guys was it?
and huh?
How many people? How many of y'all went into that home?
Two of us.
Okay. What did
There
y'all
was
go and
one
do?
waiting on us in a vehicle to pick us up. But and we got caught within 12 hours. They pretty much knew who did it. It was a sloppy job. We did not think it through. It was a spur of the moment thing. It was stupid to do. I should have known better.
What did y'all go in there to do?
There was supposedly, in one of them, there was supposedly 3 ounces of cocaine in the freezer, but they was not there. See, here's the thing, though. There's supposedly 3 ounces of cocaine in the freezer, right? I go straight to the freezer. Because I'm getting the 3 ounces, I'm bouncing. I got what I want. I can take that and flip that on the street quick.
Right, right, right.
You know, I could go to 2 towns over and flip that and make X amount of dollars quick and no problem, no questions asked. I got
Right,
my money because really I didn't want the coke. I wanted something else,
right.
and so you know,
So when you went in
well,
the freezer, nothing was there. What happened?
so we like, well, while we in here, we're gonna look for guns, anything of value. And while we going in, he said, you go to the freezer look for that. I'm gonna look for valuables. So I'm like, well, that's gonna take too long. But
Mhm.
since we in here, the coke's not there, we might as well try to make this worth getting in here, which it was. It never is, you know. But anyways, it was a mistake, But I've had the question of, you know, looking back over your life, would you
How did you
change
get
it?
caught though? What happened?
There was, you want to know, and you're gonna laugh. Everybody gonna laugh at this. There was a camera,
Oh shit.
not in the house, but on the building. The building there was a factory next door that had
Mm.
a camera. We didn't. And the bad thing about it, the boy that went in with me built some docks on that building next door about 6 months before that.
The people that went in with you built what?
Some docks, the docks that 18 wheelers back up to get loaded,
Mm-hmm.
them docks
Mm-hmm.
right on the side that the camera was on.
Wait a minute. So wait, hold up,
Yeah.
hold up, hold up. Are you saying they were working next door as well?
See, my
Or
dad
was that
worked.
a setup for this? What they knew what they was gonna do?
He worked for my daddy. My daddy does concrete.
Mm-hmm.
The boy that went in the house with me.
Right.
He, Daddy went in to build some dock levelers that okay, when you back a 18 wheeler into one of them shipping docks,
Right.
they got a dock leveler that comes up where that tow motor can go up into the back of that 18 wheeler.
Right.
Okay, the concrete, you pour concrete around that dock leveler to hold that dock leveler in there,
Mm-hmm.
where it holds in there. Well, he formed up to put with a concrete to put set that dock leveler in there, and didn't look up above, right up above him, and see that damn camera. Said there was no cameras, no way we could get caught. He set it up, said he looked, checked it out. And, you know, I should have known better. But I learned a lesson. I learned a very valuable lesson. Number one, check if you're gonna do a job like that, scope it out your damn self. Number two, don't be doing stupid shit.
Right.
Or
Do you
number one,
feel
don't
like
be
it was
doing
a
stupid
setup
shit.
though?
And number two, if you're gonna do stupid shit, scope it out your damn self.
Right. But do you feel like that was all a setup though?
I've wondered that my damn self. But the reason I don't really think it is, why would he set his own self up? Because he did just as much time as I did.
Got you. And
He got the
so
same sentence I did.
what happened? Did the cops come running in the crib or
No, we got out. We vamped out. The boy that was supposed to pick us up didn't pick us up. So here we got to walk all the way across town
What did y'all wind up taking out of the home?
Watches, 22 rifle,
Mm.
and which they got all this stuff back because it was found in the vehicle. So
How long before they caught you?
like 8 hours, 10 hours,
10 hours later, y'all still had the shit in the car?
because he wouldn't listen to me. I'm telling him, let's go get rid of this shit. We got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. He's been up for 4 days. He wouldn't listen to me. I done got people set up to get rid of this shit. The shit we can't. He's raised about shit like Timex watches and getting shit like Timex watches and little simple shit. I'm like, nah, bro, we can't get rid of this shit. Why are you grabbing this shit? He's
Oh
sitting in
my
here watching,
God.
arguing with me inside the house, wasting time. Yeah, I was mad.
You realize you did a job with a crackhead?
Yeah.
Damn. So 8 years. Take us to court when they told you how many years you was going to do. How did that make you feel?
I mean, made me reevaluate my life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do but a year. Well, I'd done about all in all, I did about a year, roughly 2 years in county jail and about six 6 months in a state penitentiary.
Mm. What were some of the
So
things you learned while being locked up?
I learned to I learned to I learned, I relearned, to trust my God. He'll carry me through anything.
Amen.
I learned to,
Is that what stopped you from doing drugs?
yeah, pretty much. That's how I got clean this time, this last time, and I've been clean for November 18th of last year was 4 years. So whatever that calculates up to be this 18th of this month. I can't do it right off the top of my head, but and
Got you.
and you know when I arrived on that prison yard up there or prison, that was a very intimidating and scary. You in there with murderers and rapists and extortionists and the worst of the worst. Yeah, and you don't know who is who and who's done what. Until you ask them for their papers. But you also, on the flip side of that, you meet some really cool and good people in there too. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But and you meet some people with some fucked up charges.
Got you.
You gotta watch your back. And I learned how to
Hmm.
move in life. In prison. How to watch and evaluate people.
Right. So now we're gonna go up to the times now. Okay. So that was your past. In this present day, what do you do for work? What are you doing now with yourself?
I'm disabled.
How did you become disabled?
2016, I had a car wreck and pulled the nerves loose from my spine.
2016, you had a car wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to your spine?
Pulled the nerves loose from my spine that control my left arm, so I have only use of my right.
Got you. Are you paralyzed on your left side?
On just my arm. Yes.
Just your arm, so
Yeah.
you can walk, you can run, you can do all that.
Yeah, I can walk, run.
Okay, got you. What did that do to you mentally when that car accident happened?
I mean, it put a slow down on me, I had to relearn. I was left-handed before the wreck, so I had to relearn to write and open bottles differently, and how to do everything one-handed.
Right.
And it gets to me, it gets to me sometimes, when I'm trying to do something, and it slows me down, and mentally, it was depressing at first, because you lose. You don't really know. You can imagine what it would be like, but you really don't know what it's like till it happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it really slows you down. You got to do things different. You got to think about it.
Do you feel like when you got out of when you got out, what year did you get out? Because this accident happened 2016.
2021. So what year did COVID start?
2020.
2020. I got out because it was about 2 months into COVID.
Wait, you got out of jail in 2020?
Yeah.
So
20.
wait, how did you have the accident in 2016?
Yeah, I had the accident when I was in way but I was before I broke in that house and everything.
Wait, so you was disabled when you broke in that house
Yeah,
in 2016?
yeah. I did them crimes in 2017 or 18.
But you said you was locked up for 8 years.
No, for 2 years. Only 2 years. I got an 8-year sentence. I did 2 years on it. The rest on parole.
Got you. Okay, okay.
Called
Wow.
8 years. They sentenced me to 8 years, but I did. Um, they gave me parole at first. I violated the parole. Went back to jail. Went to court. They violated my parole. Put me back in jail for a year and something. They sent me to prison. I paroled out. Paroled out. First they put me on probation. Then I violated probation. Went to jail for about 6 months. Went to court. They sentenced me to do put my time in effect. Then put me to sentence me went to put me in the state penitentiary. Then I paroled out of the state penitentiary, and I've been out ever since.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I'm getting it.
Yeah,
I'm getting it now.
it's
Okay,
a lot
so
to. It's a lot to.
yeah. Yeah, so now because of the accident, did you sue? Do you get a check because of that or
No, it was my fault. I hit a tree head on. I'd been up for 6 days, drug related.
drug related? Shucks, man. So how do you get by? What do you do to for money? Like, is it
Mm.
just you live off a SSI check
Yep,
or
disability.
okay,
And what I make on here, streaming. That's why another reason I started streaming.
gotcha.
And what little I hustle up here and there, doing this and that.
Right, right. So so how did you become a legend badge?
How did I become spending a lot of money?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll go a little bit deeper than that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, uh, it was a lot of fun. Of course, it was because of you know the Part of it was because of the Millie match. I wanted the
Right.
Millie match.
Mm-hmm.
And it was double down.
But see, even with a millie match, right? In order to do a millie match, you got to have a millie to match, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have that upfront money to.
Well, of course, as a black BIP, that would be $4,000
Right.
for the Millie. So you know, to get them to have the Millie. So uh, I'm not gonna lie. I started my disability and it just lined up. And when you start your disability, they start your back pay from that day. So
Oh,
I got my back pay, and that's what part of that legend badge was from.
got you. So you before this, you weren't getting anything. You just started getting your SSI,
Yeah,
and they just gave you your back pay of
yeah.
your SSI.
I just got my SSI here. I've been getting it maybe 6 months, if maybe not that long.
Got you. Got you. So now, okay, all right, making sense. So now that you got it, um, did you benefit from becoming Legend Badge? Because I know you mentioned the Millie match and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, I've benefited from it. I mean, but
Well,
I mean,
meaning when I
yes,
say benefit, meaning did you profit or did you lose?
as that as that I really wouldn't say I profited from it, but I really the months of February I went wild. I mean, I did. I probably dropped probably 16K on this app, 15, 16K on this app.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was in your live and this live and that live. I'd pull up in a live that I didn't never even been in and drop 7, 8K.
Right.
Never even been in there. First time I even looked at the person, just bam, 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 and walk out.
Mm.
Just having fun. And this March I scaled that back because just to be honest, I'd follow the person. Hey, follow me. Not
Right.
expecting them. I gift organically. If I gift you, it's not that I expect you or want you to uh, come back and gift, drop on me. If you do, that's your choice and that's great.
Right.
You know, but a lot of people wasn't, and that's okay. That's their choice. And who says tomorrow that they might decide to do that, or when I go live here in 30 minutes, they pull up and drop 5K on me. You
Right.
never know.
Got you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just walking in, welcome to exclusive interview. We are currently interviewing Tyler, who's just started who was explaining to us how his career on this app, how it got started and where he's at now with it. Okay, so thank you for coming in. So Tyler, what now?
What?
What now? Where do you see yourself going with the progress you made on this app, on and off this app? Where do you see yourself going?
It's I'm gonna say it's up from here. I see me growing on the app. Eventually, after I get grounded, it's only a little over 2 months in, and I'm almost at 10 million. It's been
Hmm.
fun.
Right.
It's happened fast, but I always tell people on this app, it takes money to make money. You know, you get the support that you give.
Hmm.
You know, People say, well, ain't nobody supporting me. Well, are you supporting anybody?
Mm.
Well, no. Okay, there you go.
Right.
Well, I want people to support me. Then I'll support them. Well, it don't work that way. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but it don't work that way. It just
Right.
don't. People's not magically gonna come in your life and just start dropping. It don't work that way.
Right. So, do you see yourself going for top badge
I mean, eventually, I would once I get,
or royal badge? I should say.
I would, you know, eventually, I ain't got the phase for that right now.
Got you. So, what do you need? You need the faves.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen,
and the
yes.
content.
Please make sure y'all hit Tyler with a favorite. Okay, he is working on his favorites right now, so please hit him with a favorite. Let me ask you, what is your plans for the future, Tyler? What
You
does
know,
what?
I'd like to, get some type of show going. I ain't really sit down and thought, some type of featured show. I know that, before I haven't really checked now. I mentioned the other night in acting out, that I do a Bible study on here once a week, but I know before I haven't checked that they don't like promoting anything that's religious on the app, because of, the backlash that they can get. I guess it don't look good that them pushing something religious, certain type of stuff like that. I guess I don't know why they wouldn't, but
Well, who told you that?
somebody, somebody, I forget who told me that.
If you didn't hear it from an admin yourself, don't believe that they won't promote your show.
But
I've never heard that, and they promoted my praise and worship before. So don't listen to that. Whoever that somebody is, they definitely promoted my praise and worship.
oh, really
Okay.
interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So all right, so now it's time for questions from the audience, Tyler. Y'all ready? So guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in audience, you can either take the box, hit the plus sign, and come in as a guest and ask your questions. Remember to keep it to 1 to 2 question minimum. Okay, or you can ask them in the comments. Okay, I'll give you some time to write them in the comments. Donna, do you have any questions for Tyler? Oh, Donna's typing her question right now. Okay. All right. First question is from PDA.
I have a couple questions, Tyler. Since when was robbery 2 to 8, and how did you get out in two
How did
years
I
on
get
a
out?
2 to 8 sentence?
It was a 8 year. Well, hold on. Hold on. Let me get on Tennessee. I'll show you. To Tennessee Department of TDOC. I'll show you. I can look it up real fast. Chrome. Uh, where's my Chrome at? Matter of fact, let me grab my
I hope
computer.
you don't get
You
banned.
should
I
be
hope
able
they
to
don't put
go
you in
to your
trouble.
government website and
Yeah.
look
I,
up your
I
name, and
cannot.
everything will
I
pop right
cannot with
up.
that question.
Oh, honey, because robbery is 5 to 10 player, and when you do time, you do 75% of your time before they let you go on parole. So I want to know how he got out in 2 years on a two
aggravated
to eight sentence
burglary,
if he
not
ain't snitching.
robbery.
Yeah, let's get it. And you talking to a two-time felon? I caught 2 cases in one night. I want to know how the fuck he did it.
I
And I can
said
send you my docket.
aggravated
I ain't got a lot
burglary,
to
not
kick it, bro.
aggravated
I want to know how
robbery,
he did it.
ma'am. I
Depends
said
on the state
aggravated
you in.
burglary, not aggravated robbery.
Say that
Let's
again now.
get
Um.
it right.
All right. Sun Kid said not all states. In California, you do 50. It's
That's not
5
even
in
50%
Cali.
of the time, ma'am. That's a quarter of the time. He said two
Right.
to eight. Do the math. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a quarter. What the fuck is we doing here? In what state can you do a quarter of the time?
He said he did aggravated burglary, not robbery.
Okay, aggravated burglary, ma'am.
In the state
That
of
means it's a
Tennessee.
weapon. Catch up.
Go ahead,
Anything with a
Tyler.
weapon
School
gets you
them.
5 to 10.
School them, Tyler, and let them know you ain't no snitch.
Kentucky,
We,
Uni,
I,
Kentucky.
let my computer boot up. We finna get into this.
All right, so wait, we're gonna have to pause on that question because we do have another interview. We could come back to it. All right, there was other questions from the audience and PDA. He'll come back to it while he does his research. Next question is from Shine.
Yeah, I'm sorry that everything happened to you is sad, but my question is, when you went to jail, did you drop the soap?
No, I didn't drop no soap.
Did anyone take your manhood?
Hell no.
Did
You
you
got me
did
fucked up.
Did you bob did you bob on the knob to wash people's clothes?
No.
Did you
All
braid
right.
anybody's
Thank you.
hair?
That's enough questions from Shine. Can y'all get the real questions going now? Like, I mean, that was a real question because that does happen. Okay. Okay. And now there was some questions from the audience. Let me scroll all the way back up.
Let's see. Google Chrome.
All right. If y'all asked any questions, please rewrite them in the comments. All this scrolling stuff, y'all are killing me. Ladies and
www.tdoc.com.
gentlemen, welcome to exclusive interview. Okay. What was your question? You rewriting it? So the next question is hello, waterfalls. Okay, so they wanted to know how long were you on drugs? You said you was doing crack, right? How long did you do crack, and was that the reason for your lack of teeth?
No. Yes and no.
Okay,
I also got bad teeth genetics.
bad teeth genetics. Okay,
Mom and dad both got no bad teeth.
got you.
Yeah.
So you said yes and no. What was the yes?
I mean, uh, crack does break your teeth down.
Right. What is your my question to you, Tyler? What is your greatest accomplishment? Tyler, stop searching. Don't worry about that.
No,
Don't worry about that. Listen, you did your time. Don't worry about searching about that. I'm not concerned about that. Okay. What's your greatest accomplishment? And then I'll let you and PDA to ask you another question.
uh, my greatest accomplishment was getting off drugs.
Which I seen another question from the audience was, do you sometimes think about doing drugs again?
Of course, we have, as a alcoholic or drug addict, we have them thoughts of relapsing. Of course, that'll always be part of our life. I
Got
mean,
you.
I know people that are 30 and 40 and 50 years clean that
Right,
still have thoughts of drinking or using, but it's what you do with those thoughts that
right.
counts.
The next question is from the other side. Comes from an audience member named Waterfall. She says, "How do you measure your success?"
How do I measure my success? You know, I've had a lot of ups and downs. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say in life I've been pretty successful. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say 6 or 7. I mean,
Got you.
I ain't been as successful as I could have been, but I've had some achievements.
Hmm.
Uh, You know, like I said, I've got off drugs. I I become, I worked with Daddy, and I learned a lot of pretty much all of what he knows. I know how to do all of what he has taught me to do, pretty much. So I
The,
learned all of that.
the next question, Tyler, is it's coming from a nice woman in the audience named Mulatto Queen. She says, personally, what do you do with those thoughts when they enter your head?
I pray about it. I ask God
Amen.
to remove that thought from me. I call another alcoholic or a drug addict and talk to them about it. I call my sponsor, which is another alcoholic. I use the program of AA myself. There's
Gotcha.
several other A's for different, uh, uh, I can't think what to call them, uh, addictions.
Okay. The next question is from Fallen Flame. He says, Tyler, when you look at role model, does she turn you on the way she turned me on?
No,
Wow.
I mean, you look good, but no, you don't. I mean, you got a whole wife, bro. I
I
mean,
know.
but
But
I
dang, I
mean,
don't turn you on, Tyler? Dang.
I mean,
You could have said yes to make me feel good.
Roll, please. Tyler, my apologies. I misunderstood. I thought you were catching people like on the street with a strap. I didn't know you were entering people's home without their permission with a weapon. That's why you got less time. My apologies. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, you thought he had the
good.
hammer?
Yeah.
They didn't even have no weapon when they went in that home.
No, we didn't have no weapon. No, you good, PDA. It's just a little misunderstanding.
Alright, so I think there was another question from the audience. It seems he favorably goes with his meetings. Do you go to meetings
Yeah, I go to meetings.
to handle this? You need to put that bucket hat on there. All right, so I believe there was another question from the audience. Guys, if you had another question and I missed it, can you just rewrite it?
How you stealing with no protection? Good question, Nana. Uh, you know, we just
Okay,
did. I
got
mean,
you. That's what it was.
I can't really, really explain that. We
Well,
was out
listen, when
there
you on,
unprotected.
I would say this: when you're on drugs and stuff like that, you
We
do
were
things without thinking,
exactly.
uncontrolled. Yeah,
It's just
and
it's responding instead of
yeah,
reaction instead of
like
response.
setting up a whole scheme and doing it right in front of a camera, and they thought there was no cameras, but they're right up under the camera.
I mean,
All right.
to
So EU
the
Smith
camera
says,
was probably 300-400 feet away, but he was working 2-3 weeks before that, right
Tyler,
within
Tyler.
50 foot
So
of it.
EU Smith, I don't know if you know who EU Smith is. She's a
Yeah,
good
I know
friend
who.
of mine, and she deals with like relapse prevention. So if you ever need someone to talk to,
Yeah.
okay, and she could be covered under your insurance as well. She's definitely the right person to talk to. Okay,
Okay, you Smith.
all
Well,
right.
I've got you faved. I see you pop up in my favorites from time to time. But if I need to talk to you, I'll hit you up. And I think you are in my on my IG too. I do believe. Matter of fact, let me look. So,
All
let me
right. Is
check
that
something.
Chronics? Is that question for Tyler or is that question for me? I think Tyler asked, "Did you get demoted? Demoted from what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that question came from." All right, y'all. Listen. I think that'll be all the questions from Tyler, y'all. Tyler, y'all, please give a round of applause to Tyler. Thank you so much, Tyler, for doing this exclusive interview. And I don't honestly, Tyler, I do have two more questions from you. Okay, what is people's biggest misconception of you?
Biggest misconception. Well, I'll answer that this way. You know,
Mhm.
people like to misjudge me. You know, I'm a pretty laid back person.
Thank you, Kyle Parker.
You know, they misjudge me. Just get to know me. I'm a pretty cool person once you get to know me. Uh, don't judge me.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyler, and I only know how to do that. So, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to say it wrong, but do some people just try to take advantage of you, or they just feel like you're slow and don't want to deal
Sometimes,
with you?
sometimes, but I ain't. A lot of times, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times, I put up a front for a reason to see what you trying to do.
Mm,
I play
got you.
that
Miss
game.
you too.
I'm
Got
not
you.
that slow.
Got you.
What
Got
I
you.
play on this, what I come across is that on this app is Tito. A lot of times, a lot different than I am on in real life.
Right.
I always remember that. What people are on this pretend to be on this app or are on this app is not necessarily what they are in real life.
Right. Got you. Got you. Got you.
And what was the other one?
And the last question is, how did opening up to me make you feel?
It was good. It made me think about some things that I hadn't thought about in a long, long time.
Mm-hmm. Was
Like
it was it
ex
therapeutic
girlfriend.
for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was different. When Dusa come and asked me yesterday, come in my live and asked me, I was like, exclusive interview. Mm, I said, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Right.
At
And
least,
I'm glad you decided to do that because I think you showed a lot of people, including myself, like who you really are. And I like everything that you overcame.
mm-hmm.
You're stronger than you're stronger than you look,
Yeah,
Tyler. Okay, and I'm very proud of you too with all of your accomplishments.
yeah. Thank you, Ro.
You're welcome. Yeah, please give it up once again for Tyler. Okay. If you don't have Tyler Fave, please take the opportunity to fave him. Please also take the opportunity to get to know Tyler the One, y'all. Thank you so much, Tyler. Okay. Like he said, he's not a he don't be rocking the Louis and stuff like that. But you can find him in a good Hawaiian shirt, y'all. Y'all see that Hawaiian shirt, y'all. All right, thank you, Tyler. Thank you so much for doing the show.
All right. See you, Ro.
We love you, man. We love you. Y'all give it up. Give it up for Tyler, y'all. Thank you.